LPGA just did everything that the WNBA should have been doing this season. They did it all correct in literally one day.
Caitlyn Clark just landed a massive LPGA deal, and let's just say A'ja Wilson is absolutely not handling it quietly. The news hit like a grenade in the WNBA world, and now social media is in a full meltdown. One athlete's celebration, it turns out, is another's major headache, and this entire story proves that exact point. So, question for you, do you think A'ja's reaction was pure real frustration, or maybe just a little bit of plain old jealousy? Alright, let's dive into this chaos because the sports world literally cannot stop talking about it right now. Caitlyn Clark, you know, the face of women's basketball, the ultimate ratings magnet, the queen of endorsements. She just bagged a huge sponsorship deal with the LPGA Tour. Yeah, you heard that right, not just some random one-off collab or a quick photo op. We're talking a full-on multi-year contract. Reports are flying that it's worth millions, packed with cross-promotion events, major brand features, and marketing rights that are locked in straight through the 2026 season. This deal totally ties her image to women's golf as a powerful symbol of female excellence and athletic empowerment, and the second that press release dropped, the entire internet went nuclear. Because while most fans were cheering, saying good for her, she's absolutely earned it, and honestly, that included some familiar faces within the WNBA. Others were not so happy, and that's where A'ja Wilson steps in. Now, A'ja was smart. She didn't actually mention Clark by name. She's far too media trained for that, but she didn't even have one tweet, and boom, every single sports blog had a headline within minutes. Her tweet, "So you telling me you can miss shots and still get golf money now?" That was it. That was all it took. Within seconds, the replies were flooded with fans screaming, "Just say Caitlyn Clark and go." Because let's be honest, who else on earth could she be talking about? Caitlyn Clark's name has officially become the trigger point for at least half the league. Every single move she makes, every deal she signs, every photo she posts, somebody somewhere loses their mind over it. And this LPGA deal, oh, it just took things to a whole new, even crazier level. Let's just be absolutely clear here. Caitlyn Clark has already made more money in 2 years than most WNBA players will earn in their entire careers. That's not a criticism, by the way. That's just a stone-cold fact. She's become the undeniable marketing goldmine the league has desperately needed for ages. But here's the real problem. That skyrocketing success keeps making other established stars look like mere extras in their own movie. Think about it. A'ja Wilson has 2 MVP titles, multiple championships, a resume most players would literally kill for. Yet, when it comes to sponsorships, she's barely even in the same conversation as Clark. And that, my friends, is the actual deeper reason this whole story blew up. Because it's not just about Clark's golf deal, it's about a league that's now visibly split right down the middle between the old guard and the new, explosive star power. Clark represents the media's shiny new toy, fresh, incredibly marketable, and absolutely adored by sponsors. Wilson, on the other hand, represents the grind, the player who dominated the game long before the cameras fully showed up. So when that LPGA deal hit, A'ja's tweet wasn't just some casual shade, it was a genuine battle cry. And honestly, you can't really blame her for being a little salty. The timing was brutal. She had just wrapped up a historic MVP level season and barely got a fraction of the attention Clark gets, just by, you know, breathing. It's like A'ja wins a championship title and the media's like, cool, now back to Caitlyn's latest Instagram story. That absolutely stings, but it's also the harsh reality of modern sports. It's not always about how well you play, it's increasingly about how many eyeballs you bring with you. And Caitlyn Clark, she brings eyeballs like nobody else on the planet.
In a previous video, how this Pro-Am event originally wasn't even going to be televised, but there were so many fans who were emailing the organization saying, how can we watch Caitlyn? Can we come to the event? Can you live stream it? All of these things. And it ended up being put on television. And that was great. Fans were really excited about that. There was so much buzz online. She was trending on Twitter, all of the things. And the LPGA was promoting the crap out of this event. And they also did something really smart by pairing her up with their currently #1 golfer in the world.
The LPGA saw that. Every single sponsor sees that. Every brand with even a whisper of a marketing budget absolutely sees that. They don't just want talent, they want someone who sells tickets, moves merch off the shelves, and keeps the entire internet buzzing. A'ja Wilson, for all her incredible talent and dominance, has simply never been that person. She's respected, admired, and a legend on the court, but she's not a headline magnet in the same way. Caitlyn Clark, though. She is a story machine, a constant source of buzz, and that undoubtedly drives some of these veterans absolutely insane. Now let's talk about some numbers for a second, because the rumor floating around is that this LPGA deal is somewhere in the ballpark of $6 to $8 million, spread over just 2 years. It's said to include major brand events, a few key cross promotions, and even a shared media project with industry giants like Titleist and Nike Golf.
Caitlyn Clark's so good, she's got me following golf. And thanks to her, I now know who Nelly Korda is. And if there's one thing we can count on with Clark, it's that she's going to draw a crowd.
So yeah, Caitlyn Clark just became the ultimate bridge between basketball and golf, a legit dual sport marketing machine. And you can almost hear A'ja's teeth grinding all the way from Las Vegas, because this definitely isn't the first time Clark has totally overshadowed her. Let's take it back. Remember the WNBA Finals press coverage last season? The Aces won the championship again, and Clark was still the top trending topic on social media that exact same day. That's the kind of thing that turns professional respect into simmering resentment. Big time. And to make it even worse, some fans keep fueling this fire. A segment of Clark's fan base doesn't just celebrate her, they actually use her success to actively tear other players down. Comments like she's the real face of the league, or she's doing more for the WNBA than anyone else might technically be true statistically, but they're also pure gasoline on an already burning ego battle. So when A'ja saw that LPGA announcement, she snapped. Not publicly enough to get fined, thankfully, but just enough to send a very clear message. And that message? It was loud and absolutely clear. I'm tired of being the MVP that gets treated like a background character. Here's the funny part though. Caitlyn Clark has never clapped back. Not once. She doesn't tweet about it. She doesn't shade anyone. She doesn't even acknowledge the drama. And that right there is a huge part of why brands absolutely love her. She's the PR dream. Clean, focused, and totally non-controversial. Meanwhile, others get caught in Twitter fights. And guess what? They turn off sponsors in the process. Caitlyn just keeps signing deals and staying quiet. And that quiet, ironically, hurts more than any trash talk ever could. Because A'ja can win another ring, but Caitlyn will still make more headlines for simply hitting a golf ball on Instagram. That's the power difference in marketing today. It's not fair, but it's incredibly real. Even fans from outside basketball are jumping into this debate. Golf fans are cheering for the collab, saying Clark's personality might finally make the LPGA mainstream, while some old-school WNBA supporters are rolling their eyes, arguing she's everywhere but the playoff. The split is growing, and the entire league can definitely feel it. Now here's where things get even more interesting. This LPGA deal wasn't just random. This was a carefully planned move, months in the making. Word is Nike even helped broker part of the partnership. They wanted to build an athlete crossover image, and Caitlyn Clark was the absolute perfect face for it. Why? Because she already represents something bigger than just basketball. She represents buzz. Every league that partners with her suddenly sees more views, more clicks, and more merchandise sales. So from a business angle, it's pure genius. But from the WNBA side, it's utter chaos. A'ja Wilson's frustration represents what a lot of players are quietly thinking, that Caitlyn's global fame isn't being shared evenly across the league. It's like the Caitlyn Clark effect, lifted the WNBA, but only for some. Everyone else is still waiting for the tide to actually reach them. And now that she's stretching her influence beyond basketball, some players feel completely left behind. They're out here fighting for bonuses and basic marketing deals, while Caitlyn is signing multi-million-dollar contracts completely outside her own sport. That's the kind of thing that creates real tension in locker rooms, in interviews, even at league meetings. Players start feeling like props in the Caitlyn show, and fans definitely notice that energy. Now let's talk about how Aja's tweet blew up even further. Within an hour, she started trending, and not in a good way. Fans were calling her bitter, jealous, and insecure. Some even started comparing her to the people who complained when Tiger Woods first broke golf records, saying, "Here we go again, another star mad at someone else's success." That comparison absolutely hurt. Aja tried to walk it back later, saying her tweet was taken out of context and that she was just joking around, but at that point the internet had already decided what she meant. And you know how social media works. Once people pick a side, the debate quickly becomes a full-blown circus. Half the comments were defending Caitlyn like she's a national treasure, the other half were reminding everyone that Wilson's still one of the best to ever do it. But here's the truth. Both things can be true. Caitlyn Clark can be the most marketable athlete right now, and Aja Wilson can still legitimately feel underappreciated. The problem is the way the league handles that delicate balance, or more accurately, the WNBA keeps talking about growth, but their own stars keep feuding instead of celebrating each other, and the league often just lets it happen because, let's be real, controversy equals clicks. If the WNBA actually had a strong PR department, they'd have immediately turned this into a marketing win. Like, look at these two amazing athletes dominating their sports. Instead, they let it become another Caitlyn versus Aja war on social media, and you can bet the sponsors notice. Brands want happy, united faces, not messy headlines. But they also know that every time Caitlyn Clark's name trends, their products sell out. So guess who ultimately wins? Yep, Caitlyn again. Now here's a twist. People close to the LPGA are saying this deal could be the start of something much bigger. They want to launch a joint exhibition event where WNBA and LPGA stars team up for charity. It's supposed to showcase cross-sport sisterhood, but knowing how these things go, that could either be the most inspiring event ever, or a total tension-filled disaster. Can you even imagine Caitlyn Clark teeing off next to Nelly Korda while Aja Wilson tries to smile through the press photo? Yeah, that's meme material for the rest of the year. But honestly, this isn't even new. We've seen this kind of jealousy before in every single sport. When LeBron became the face of the NBA, older stars weren't thrilled either. When Serena Williams started dominating tennis endorsements, other players definitely rolled their eyes. It's the same cycle, always. Success brings money. Money brings visibility, and visibility, inevitably, brings envy. Aja is just the latest athlete caught in that emotional crossfire. And here's the sad part. She doesn't even realize how much she's actually proving Caitlyn's value every time she reacts. The more you talk about her, the bigger she gets. It's like the Streisand effect for sports fame. Complain about someone enough, and they become even more relevant. Meanwhile, Caitlyn Clark hasn't said a single word. No interviews, no clapbacks, just business as usual. She's probably somewhere laughing with her agent, signing her next contract, while the internet keeps fighting for her. And honestly, that might be the smartest move of all, because while everyone's arguing about who deserves what, she's stacking checks from multiple industries: basketball, golf, fashion, tech. Next thing you know, she'll be doing a Netflix docuseries or a Nike film. Caitlyn Clark isn't just playing the game, she's completely rewriting how it's marketed. And Aja Wilson, she's still trying to figure out why her two MVPs don't get the same return. It's not because Aja's not talented, she's incredible. It's because Caitlyn has what every business wants: visibility. She's the person you can truly build a brand around. Her fan base is loyal, loud, and always online. That's pure gold in 2025. So while Aja vents on Twitter, Caitlyn's building an empire one endorsement at a time. But here's the real question. How long can this tension last before it spills into something bigger? Because it's not just about Aja and Caitlyn anymore. This whole dynamic could genuinely split the league. You've got the old school players who think Clark gets everything too easy. Then you've got the new wave of fans who think the league owes its entire revival to her alone. And somewhere in the middle sits the WNBA front office, pretending everything's fine while secretly hoping both sides keep talking, because at least people are paying attention. It's messy, it's dramatic, and it's exactly what keeps the headlines rolling. But if the WNBA doesn't figure out how to manage this properly, they'll end up destroying the unity they've spent years trying to build. Because whether you love or hate Caitlyn Clark, you absolutely can't deny she's made the league bigger than ever. The challenge now is making sure everyone benefits from that, not just her. As for Aja Wilson, she's got two options. Keep firing off tweets that make her look bitter, or pivot and capitalize on the attention. Because right now, her name's trending because of Clark, and that's not how an MVP should live in the headlines. If she's smart, she'll turn this into a power move. Sign her own major deal, launch a podcast, start a brand, show that she's more than just the player who got mad online. Because fans love authenticity, but they absolutely hate pettiness. And right now, that's the very fine line she's walking. Meanwhile, Caitlyn Clark just keeps on winning, both on and off the court. This LPGA deal is just another piece in her rapidly growing empire, and love her or hate her, she's playing the fame game perfectly. You truly can't teach that kind of control. She's turning silence into strategy and backlash into buzz. And if Aja Wilson doesn't adapt soon, she's going to keep getting left behind in the noise. So what's your take? Is Aja Wilson right to be mad, or is Caitlyn Clark just outworking everyone off the court too? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, I want to hear it. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to hit like, subscribe, and share. We've got more wild stories coming your way very soon.